not going to drive myself nuts like he's 10 years younger than me, and he's like, global warming, the polar ice caps are melting, the polar bears are dying, what are we going to do? I'm like, I don't know. They have free ice cream over here. We should go now, because they're going to run out. That is like one of the few things I know for sure, is they always run out of free ice cream. That's the thing, you try and mellow out, and then you wind up, every year, I remember something that pisses me off that I didn't know how to do last year. My taxes, I know it's kind of a riddle there for a second. I apologize for that. My taxes, it always makes me mad that I can't figure out my taxes. Every year I struggle with the same thing. You know, I feel like we should be able to figure out our taxes. You know, the government acts like you have to pay your fair share. I have no problem paying my fair share. All I want to ask the government is, what do I owe you? I know, they won't tell us. They won't tell us. They're like, no, you figure it out. Really? I gotta do my job plus a big-ass math problem for you every year? Is that it? And then let me get this straight. If I get it wrong, I have to go to prison. That seems a little harsh for a quiz. I mean, why do I have to figure out? Couldn't they just fax me a number? Tell me the number. Tell me, I mean, how much information do they need? They're already getting your paycheck before you get it and taking the money out, and then they send you the check, and you gotta, at the end of the year, they're like, was that enough, or you want to pay a little bit more? I mean, how much? You get my paycheck early, you listen to my phone calls, you read my emails, what are my fucking taxes? Yeah, I would just like to know. So I can't figure it out. I give up, so now I got to hire an accountant, and I God bless my accountant. But now I'm hiring a guy to do a job that I've already told him that I don't know how to do, right? So that gives him some leeway. The accountant, how do I know that he's doing the taxes right? I mean, for all I know, the accountant just throws everything in a room with a monkey and a little dog. And they go tearing around, the monkey's rolling dice, and the accountant's like, well, that's a 7. He rolled a 7. Put down 7. He's going again. I don't know how they do it. So the accountant, he has my taxes, he has my information for like 2 weeks or so, and then he mails me the packet of all the forms filled out, which is like that thick, no exaggeration, because every state I work in, I have to file a tax return, which is, I know, it's ridiculous. I'm not, you know, thank you for the sympathy, but I'm just saying, I feel like I should be able to pay California where I live, and then they should square up with the other states. When you get mugged by a gang of guys, you don't have to pay each individual guy. That's a service that they provide. I get the guy, you know, he sends me the pile of forms this thick, and then he's got little pieces of tape pointing with arrows everywhere where I have to sign the forms, you know, and then he always puts a note on top that says, hey, be sure and look these over before you send them in. Which I'm like, yeah, I'll check them. Look them over. What the hell is he talking about? I can't. I mean, the thing is, I know he knows that I can't look them over. Or he wouldn't have to put little pieces of tape pointing at where I have to sign my name. I mean, he's basically already said to me, look, you couldn't even figure out where to write on these, you dumbass. So why am I getting that note that says look them over? And I'll tell you why. I think it's to cover the accountant's ass. He's putting that note in there so in case I get audited, the first thing the accountant's going to do when we get to the IRS is go, well, I told him to look them over. I don't know what I'm doing. I just do what the little dog does. He's getting old, but the monkey loves him. I can't figure out half of this. How about these expressions you hear all the time, and you think you know what they mean, and you ever wonder where they come up with some of these expressions, right? Like that premature ejaculation. You ever heard? What? I know. Well, it's very quiet in here now, isn't it? A couple women laughing, and all the guys are like, just stare straight ahead. Act like you don't know what he's talking about. No habla español, señor. I'm just saying we've all heard that expression, premature ejaculation, on Oprah or whatever, and we think we know what it means, but where do they come up with it? That's what I'm saying. What, you know, right? Like premature, for who? I mean, from a certain point of view, bang, I nailed that one. I mean, if it was just me, I couldn't say anything bad about it. That's my point. Maybe someone else was a little tardy, and they might want to pick up the pace. But from my point of view, I got a list of things I'm trying to get done today, you know, and boom, that one's off the list now. Just under the wire. It just seems like it's almost mean to say premature as if I did something wrong. You know what I mean? Like if we were in a race and I won, you wouldn't be like, what an asshole. That would be poor sportsmanship. Anyway, I'm glad we covered that.